Living in a block of flats can sometimes create problems. It's not the flats that create the problems, it's the people who live in them.
I'm looking forward to the party.
So am I, Mandy. But we must be careful not to make too much noise this time.
Oh, you mean because of the people downstairs?
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Moss. They complain every time we have a party. They always complain.
Well, they're usually at home in the evening. Anyway, you must admit, we sometimes make a lot of noise.
I remember the last time we had a party, Mr. Moss said he'd call the police. Why do they never go out in the evening?
Because they're a lot older than we are. Anyway, they're not always bad-tempered, you know.
Well, I've never seen old Mr. Moss smile, have you?
No. He usually looks rather miserable. Mrs. Moss always says hello cheerfully. In fact, I was talking to her this morning.
You didn't mention the party, did you?
Yes, I did mention it casually. She seemed quite interested. Whatever you may think, I'm sure she enjoys life. I can't eat any more. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I should make this stew more often. Haven't you finished your supper yet, Freddie?
No, I haven't finished. And since I'm only having a couple of biscuits, I refuse to eat them fast. I don't understand how you can go on eating and never get any fatter. Look at me. I eat nothing, and I stay like this all the time. I can never lose any weight, and I'm always hungry.
Well, the next time we go out, you can eat as much as you like.
Go out? Why should we go out? I just want to relax peacefully in the evening.
I'm not sure that you're going to have much peace this evening.
Why not?
The grooms are having another party.
The young couple upstairs? But they have parties every week. They'll be dancing around like elephants all night.
Well, oh, they're enjoying themselves. How often do you enjoy yourself?
Maybe I don't enjoy myself very often, but at least I don't disturb my neighbors. Anyway, how do you know they're having a party?
I met young Mrs. Groom coming home with all the food.
Oh, food.
Is everything ready?
Just about, darling.
You've done the food well, Mandy. It's only 10 to 9. Nobody will be here till 9 o'clock. Not even the Staples.
The Staples? You haven't invited Dick and Sally Staples, have you?
Of course. Well, don't we usually invite them? After all, they generally ask us to their parties.
They very rarely have parties. And they always seem to have them when we're away on holiday.
They almost always do come to our parties, don't they?
Yes. And they're always here early. I've never known them to be late.
Well, they won't be early this time. I politely but firmly told Dick to come after 9 o'clock. I wonder who that is.
The Staples, of course. Either you didn't talk to Dick firmly enough, or he didn't listen carefully to what you told him.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Sally.
Hello.
Hello, Dick.
Hello. Oh, are we early? Oh, dear. Dick drove here very fast. I can never persuade him to drive slowly. He never listens to me, I'm afraid.
Hello there, Mandy. Watch out, Peter. Handle that thing carefully. I'm only joking. I know you'll treat it gently. Look, Mandy, I brought along the very latest portable cassette player. And a lot of good music, too.
I'll fix this up immediately.
Well done, Peter. You've never heard anything like this before, I promise you.
Lemon juice. Finish your coffee, dear. Then we can start our game of cards. I've heard that laugh before. I've often heard it.
Are you sure? I've hardly ever heard it.
Nonsense. You've heard it very often indeed. In fact, whenever they have a party upstairs, that laugh can be heard regularly. Every 2 minutes.
Quiet!
There's no need to shout so fiercely. Listen, they're playing the music much more softly now. And remember that you often used to make a noise when you were young.
That was a long time ago. A very long time ago. I behave differently now.
I shall never forget the way you used to enjoy all the singing, dancing, and the good food. What's wrong, Peter? You look worried.
I am worried. We've had noisy parties before, but we've never made as much noise as this. What are Mr. and Mrs. Moss going to say?
I think we should invite them up here. They'll come if we ask them nicely. If we tactfully and politely invite them, they can't possibly object.
Will you invite them tactfully and politely, or do you expect me to do it?
Leave it to me.
You can sit there calmly if you like. I'm slowly going mad with that noise. I can't think clearly anymore. And I'm certainly not going to play cards. I'm going to call the police. Whoever that is, tell them to go away.
Good evening, Mrs. Moss.
Mrs. Groom?
It's Mrs. Groom from upstairs.
Well, if she's got anything to say, she'd better say it quickly.
Good evening, Mr. Moss. We're always having parties upstairs, and we've never invited you. Will you come to our party?
Here are some examples of word order with adverbs of frequency and manner.
We sometimes make a lot of noise.
I've never seen Mr. Moss smile.
I can never lose any weight.
Don't we usually invite the Staples?
I've hardly ever heard that laugh.
They're usually at home in the evening. They're not always bad-tempered.
I'm always hungry.
I should make this stew more often.
The people upstairs have parties every week. Maybe I don't enjoy myself very often.
You've done the food well.
Dick drove here very fast. I can't persuade him to drive slowly.
Handle that thing carefully.
There's no need to shout so fiercely.
I politely but firmly told Dick to come after 9 o'clock.
You didn't tell Dick firmly enough.
The party is going well for the moment, but then the people from downstairs haven't arrived yet.
Are you enjoying yourself, Sally?
Yes, thank you, Mandy. I'm enjoying the party enormously. In fact, I was just telling Dick that you and Peter have never had such a good party. Isn't that right, darling?
Yes, going very well. Of course, it's the music that makes the difference.
We might have to play something a little less loud in a moment.
Oh, why?
Because I've invited the people from downstairs to join us.
Aren't they always complaining?
Yes. Once They even threatened to call the police when we were having a party. I suddenly decided it would be a good idea to invite them.
Mandy, sometimes you do the craziest things. They'll ruin the party.
Of course not. Anyway, it's too late to stop them coming. Hurry up, Freddie.
You usually dress slowly, I know. But surely you can get ready faster than this.
Sorry, dear. Some of my clothes don't fit properly anymore.
You want me to do anything for you?
Fasten my braces, dear, will you?
Right.
What was that?
It was something upstairs.
We'll just have to put on some of your records.
I'm afraid not, Dick. You've broken the record player as well.
Well, perhaps your friend from downstairs can help us. Mr. Moss might be an engineer of some sort.
I don't think so.
Do come in, Mrs. Moss, Mr. Moss. My husband. Sally, Dick, this is Mr. and Mrs. Moss. They're from downstairs. This is Mr. and Mrs. Staples. I don't think you know them.
No, we've never met before.
It's very quiet in here.
Won't be quiet for long.
That's the laugh I've frequently heard.
We've just come in for a little while.
Yes, we don't often go out nowadays. In fact, usually we're in bed about now.
I hope you haven't stopped the music just because we've arrived.
Oh, no. I'm afraid the cassette player has broken down, and the record player, too. So we may not be able to have any more music.
I think my husband can help you.
You mean he can mend the player?
No. Do you think you could give us a song, Freddie?
What, now?
Yes. We want you to sing for us. You can't have anything to eat until you've sung a song.
Oh, all right, if you insist.
Does your husband often sing songs at parties?
Well, he hardly ever goes to parties. But he was an entertainer once. He used to sing professionally.
Freddie Moss. You used to appear every week at the Grand Theatre. My father was always talking about you. Oh, come on, everyone. Make room for Freddie. Clear the floor, quickly. Oh, I can't wait for this.
It's just like the good old days.
Come on, then.
Not a mouthful to eat until you've sung for it.
Fine, good. Yeah.
Right. Are we ready then?
Yeah! Come on, then.
Here we go. She was a dear little dicky bird, tweet, tweet, tweet she went. Sweetly she sang to me till all my money was spent. Then she went off song. We parted on fighting terms. She was one of the early birds and I was one of the worms. All together now she was a dear little dicky bird. Sweet, sweet, sweet she went. Sweetly she sang to me till all my money was spent. Then she went off song. We parted on fighting terms. She was one of the early birds and I was one of the worms.